friends, and welcome to the 66th episode of the Intermission Show at SLO REP. We are deep into fall, so grab your pea coats and pumpkin spice margaritas on this Friday, November 6, 2020, because we have an absolutely foliage-admiring, scarf-acquiring, never-perspiring show for you today. Like every single thing we do here at SLO REP, this show would not be possible without the generous support of several sponsors and donors who have been tuning in 2 or 3 times a week since we started this show back in April.
Charge! Never jump into a pile of leaves with a wet sucker.
It is time for our sponsor spotlight. Today, the board and staff of SLO REP would like to give thanks to several extremely generous souls who have sponsored full productions or artistic team members for shows which were ultimately canceled this season due to COVID-19. All of these benefactors not only agreed to sponsor these shows way back in March of 2019,
Before the world stopped spinning.
but many selflessly offered to fulfill their sponsorships even after these shows were canceled over the last several months. They have been instrumental in helping SLO REP survive during this challenging time, and we cannot thank them enough for their support of this organization. Dead Man Cell Phone, Marty Claus and Chip Vichy, show sponsors. Pam and Mitch Nichter, show sponsors. Karen S. Kolba, MD, show director sponsor. Noise is Off, Jamba Juice, Linda Ozawa Olds and Jeff Olds, show sponsors. The Marvelous Wonderettes, The Second Try, Marcia Scott, choreographer sponsor. Steel Magnolias, Carol Kiesig, show sponsor. Gene and Lawrence Lovelace, show director sponsors. Ring of Fire, Catherine and Richard Luckett, show sponsors. Karen S. Kolba, MD, musical director sponsor. Sharon and Jerry Chirpin, ensemble sponsor. Into the Woods, Linda and Roy Rawlings, show sponsors. Ellie and Jermaine Washington, costume sponsors. We could not make it through this time without the support of these individuals, and we cannot thank them enough. All of you have made every single person here at the Intermission Show feel brighter than Angela Lansbury performing Thoroughly Modern Millie at the 1968 Oscars. We're going to open up the SLO REP Vault to look back on one of our favorite Academy of Creative Theater summer musicals, 2014's Cinderella. And yes, sirree, Bob, it is our favorite day of the week. It is Friday! Which means that Kerry DiMaggio will be magically beamed into the show to introduce some remarkable young artists who have submitted videos for this week and to give out next week's ACT Spotlight assignment. And finally, we'll turn the SLO REP Spotlight toward another amazing BIPOC playwright as we discuss Marcus Gardley's 2014 drama, The House That Will Not Stand. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so happy that you're here. All right, campers, we have a jam-packed show, so let's hop right to it. It is time to open up the SLO REP Vault to look back on one of our favorite productions, 2014's Cinderella, directed by the indubitable Sheila Guerin. Let's take a short trip over to Fantasyland and start from the archives. Thank you so much to the cast, crew, and artistic team of Cinderella. We miss all of you so much and can't wait to welcome you back to SLO Rep in person very, very soon. All right, everybody, it is our favorite day of the week. It is...
Oh, yeah, throw your neighborhood in the air. If you don't care, oh, yeah, throw your neighborhood.
Which means it's time to beam KERRY DIMAGGIO into the building, Wilson style. To introduce some remarkable young artists who have submitted their work for this week's assignment, it is time for our ACT Spotlight.
Hello everyone, welcome back to ACT Spotlight. Last week I asked our students to learn a short combination choreographed by our wonderful ACT alum Trevin Wong. Check out London and Addison dancing to Morning Person from Shrek.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
Excellent job, girls. I thought you did a wonderful job at acting the song as well as dancing the steps, so thank you so much for participating. Okay, friends, next week is the final week for the 9-week session of teen classes that ACT has been running, the Advanced Acting class and the Introduction to Technical Theater class. So both of these classes are going to be wrapping up their sessions with showcases of all of their hard work. And in next week's show, I am looking forward to sharing with you the work of our tech students, particularly their costume and scenic designs. So please stay tuned for that. I will see you next week. Bye!
Thank you so much to KERRY and to all of the young artists who submitted videos this week. And remember, if you'd like to participate in next week's assignment, we'll need your video in our digital hands by this Thursday, November 17th at 3 p.m. That is Thursday, November 17th at 3 p.m. We love to see your work. So get out there and start creating. All right, it is time to highlight some essential BIPOC voices in theater. Today's featured artist is award-winning playwright Marcus Gardsey. Marcus Gardsey is a poet-playwright with an impressive scope, having been compared to August Wilson, Federico Garcia Lorca, and Tennessee Williams. He is known for epic tales that subvert classical works like The Odyssey, Tartuffe, and The House of Bernarda Alba. He is an ensemble member at the Victory Gardens Theater in Chicago and an assistant professor of theater and performance studies at Brown University. Today we'll be focusing on his 2014 New York Theater Workshop premiere, The House That Will Not Stand. Gardsey's play takes place during the transfer of Louisiana from France to the United States. Inspired by Lorca, the play tells the story of a family of free women of color living in New Orleans on the eve of the transfer of power from France to the United States following the Louisiana Purchase. The House That Will Not Stand is built on extraordinarily rich soil in terms of both historical fact and fictional plot, both intricacy of language and depth of character. Again, Gardsey has been described as the heir to Lorca, Pirandello, and Tennessee Williams. And like the last of those writers, this playwright has a penchant for knitting together poetic flights with sharp, sassy, social observation. You can find a bunch of amazing production photos of The House That Will Not Stand online, or you can order the script at the link in the description. That'll wrap up today's episode of The Intermission Show at SLO Rep. Thank you so much again to all of this year's sponsors who have made this storm a little easier to weather. You have made every single person here at the Intermission Show feel sassier than Dolores Gray in any Get Your Gun.
The man never trifles with girls who carry rifles, and you can't shoot a nail in the tail like a quail. No, you can't get a man with a gun.
And as always, thank you to our medical personnel, essential workers, county and city officials, and everyone who is working around the clock to bring this crisis to an end as soon as possible. We cannot thank you enough. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Hug who you are allowed to hug, and we will see you next Friday. Have a great weekend, everyone. Wear your masks.